So welcome, episode 1 on how we are going to do a number of different level crossings. We're going to try different materials, we're going to try different methods, and we're just going to do some experimenting. So let's just take a look and let's get going. First off, I use Elmer's glue, the Express. It's a little quicker. Depending on your time frame, you may need something that just firms up a little faster. I typically just put the glue down, kind of slide the cork back and forth through it, spread it out with the cork, then that way, a lot less drying time, and it being a quick tack, it just tacks up a little faster. And again, slide it back and forth. It will find its place. Press down. And before we know it, we're going to have something that's good to go. I'll let that tack up a bit, then we'll come back for the next step. When laying cork roadbed, what I do is I take a small little sanding block, and there's a little bit of a ridge when you've broken these off. So I just do a quick little sand on the corner just to knock that down. Makes ballast flow a little easier later in the process. And it's not a great edge for the ballast to have to build up and conquer. You run your hand over it and just simplifies the whole method just a little bit. And it's only been about 5 minutes since I put the glue down here, and it's already starting to set up a little bit. Now, could you do this on a curve? I'm going to say absolutely not. It's just a short little straight piece, so this process is working here. But if you're working on a curve, I'd give it a little more time. So we've given this a little bit time to dry. Actually, not that much. So we're going to put some track down here. Again, I'm just going to use Elmer's wood glue. I like the wood glue for the simple reason, if you ever have to take up a lot of the PVA, if you spray water on it, it's not waterproof. It will reactivate, and it just makes a little cleaner on the rest of the process. I'm just going to spread it out here. You don't need it real thick. Your ballast and everything else is also going to assist in keeping your track laid down, depending on your environment, I guess. We're just going to place this right down there. We'll sight it. Make sure it's somewhat straight. This is just a short piece, so won't be a difficult one. I am going to place a little bit of weight on sections of this just to help it make it as simple as possible. So the method I'm going to try here for the build-up of the roadbed, or the road coming up to the track, are just wooden window shims. I don't know if I've seen this somewhere online or wherever, but I'm just going to try this because the road base itself, or the road surface, I'm going to be using 1mm foam. And we're just going to use these as our lead up and lead out just to ease it. Most of these shims are manufactured, so they're almost all identical in height. So that is convenient. Then I'm just going to shorten them up a little bit here. Easily score and snap. And to simplify things, again, we are going to use Elmer's glue. I keep it a little bit just inside the line. That way, if I want to cut the asphalt wide, being foam, it can just bevel off the edge. And you'll know when you've spread it out enough because it'll start to feel a little tacky. When we look at the height of the shim, and probably just out of pure luck here, you'll find the height of the shim is almost the same height as to the top of the railroad tie, which is extremely convenient if you're just buying regular shims. Normal cork road bed, I think you'll find that it's very close. If there is any undulations, you can always sand down the approach area, or build it up depending on what it is you're trying to achieve. So what we're going to be using here is just simple 1 millimeter thick black craft foam. Very flexible. You can leave indentations in it. You can paint it easy. You can do just about anything you want. Plain old white glue, PVA, will hold it to the wood. It fits in here very nicely. It leaves you right at the height, because usually the height from the top of the tie to the top of the rail is just over that 1 millimeter. So if you push this up flush, it fits in there nice, doesn't impede the locomotives, doesn't hold anything back, and you can just glue that on there or use two-sided sticky tape, whichever you prefer. And then you have the your first part of your asphalt road. Going to try to bring this in just a little closer where you can see just cutting it straight. It's a nice fit right across here. Once you're glued down and you're all good to go, even if you did have a high spot, you can still sand the foam down with a 120 grit sanding block. Just drag it back and forth over top of it if there is a high spot, and it will allow your trains to clear this flange very easily. And we're going to glue this down, and then we'll start working on the midpoint. And as you can see, these blocks don't come all the way up here. There's a bit of a low gap here. But as you glue this to the ties, and you could use CA, whatever, at the front, and just wood glue at the back, it's flat. The edge of the road, you can press down. If I get that to focus, there we go. You can press that down. You can lay it low so there's a bit of undulation there. You can bring your scenery up on this side. Totally up to you on how you want to finish that. I'm going to use MaxiCure. It's a thick CA, and I'm just going to dab that on the ties, and that's where we're going to start with the gluing process. So just setting it, pulling it back. We'll let it get in there a little bit. There we go. Just dab it on the ties themselves. That'll help us speed up the process a little bit. Mind you, this thick CA also gives you a little bit of working time, so not totally instant or you're done. So as we pull this in here, we can definitely just kind of push it down. So we have both sides down now. Make it real simple. I've cut out the middle section, and what I use is 4 scale HO feet based on my ruler. Not sure if that in the real world is accurate or not, but that is 4 scale feet. And I always cut it long because I like a little bit of leeway. If you lay it flat down in between, you'll find that 4 scale feet falls in between the tie plates and the spikes on code 83, and it will really self-center it, so that way you're not having to worry about that. So what I would do at this point is I'll go back, I'll put CA on those middle ties. So here the centerpiece is glued in between the tracks. 4 scale feet leaves me enough room in a very consistent flange way on both sides. And we can do a car test here now where it is totally unimpeded, and we'll roll back and forth, try to get you a slightly closer up view. So it has been glued down, and I want to cut it just around, I don't know if you can see it, this tie here. This one here is where I'm going to cut it. brand new number 11 blade. Always make sure your blades are super sharp. So what we're going to attempt to do is glue this down on an angle. Now you can bring this back in line with the rest of the road. There's plenty of road here you can trim off if you want to make any type of modifications. I tend to always leave these a little long, just how I do it. So we're going to get a little bit of CA. Again, thick CA. I can peel this up just enough to make it work. Put some on that last tie and down on the ground. Then we're going to give it a second. Push down here. See if we can get the thumb in there. Probably should have brought a little screwdriver down. But as you can see, it folds down and it sits very nicely right at the end of it. So it's not in your way. And when the cars come along, they roll right across. No problems at all. So there's a down and dirty way to make a level crossing with 1 millimeter black foam. Foam comes in many different colors at your local hobby or craft store, and just shims from Home Depot. And it's very simple, stands the test of time. You can then paint that foam any color you want, age it, weather it, do whatever you like. Alrighty, thanks for watching.